Okay, so it should be streaming, but we can
All right,
just
let me go to
check.
YouTube and find it.
Yeah, just make sure it's doing so. Yeah, I see it on my end.
Yeah, we good. We good.
All right. You ready to get started?
Hold up, I gotta listen to it.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah. I don't like my sound, but it's fine. I don't know, it's weird. Although my voice annoys me in general, so it's like, whatever.
Is it like you just don't like the quality, or is it too loud or quiet or something like
I
that?
think it's just like that kind of echoey sound to it, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. It might like it's probably just
There's
like a
not really
mic
much you can do
setting.
about that.
No, I don't think so because I can like yeah, I think my volume's like all the way up. Um or my volume from the computer, which is where your sound would come from, but it's
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, I think you sound fine. Like it is what
Yeah,
it
no,
is.
we'll roll with it for sure. For
Sounds
sure.
good. All right. We ready?
All right, yeah, let's do it.
All
Let's
right.
do it.
3, 2, 1. Welcome, everyone, to episode 10 of Football for Fun. I am Depressed, the Texans fan.
I'm delusional, the Panthers fan, and guess what? I called it Rodgers to the Jets. I know it took forever to happen, but I just want to point out I said it would happen, and you didn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you're the only person on Earth to call it, but
No, I'm gonna act like I am.
okay, that's fair. Well,
Let me have
congratulations
this.
on the very hot and controversial take. Not like Aaron Rodgers didn't say it, but yeah, so Aaron Rodgers did get traded to the Jets. A lot of us saw it coming. I was always like, I will say that I was always more skeptical, like, because Aaron Rodgers trade rumors I think started coming out since I think they really started heating up during the 21 draft, right? When he like the reports came out he wanted out of Green Bay or something like that. So
Yeah, pretty much. It's
so I
been
think
going on for a while.
so I think this is 3 consecutive off seasons where his future is in question, and I just always believe he's going to be a Packer. Like all my life, he had just like never left Green Bay. I only knew Aaron Rodgers as a Green Bay Packer, and I just thought this year, I just thought like it's just not going to happen. It's just the trade's not going to go through. Maybe he's going to retire. I saw that maybe a little bit more likely than going to the Jets, but nope. He has Aaron Rodgers is a New York Jet. I mean, we saw that coming. I was listening to something. It was 6 weeks ago, I think, when he announced that, and like I don't know about you, but that time flew for me. Like it didn't feel like 6 weeks ago. Felt like 2 or 3 weeks ago, but it's been 6 weeks. Compensation was agreed to, and I thought the compensation was interesting. Let me just
I
read
thought it was
this.
pretty fair, honestly. It seemed like
I
a
th-
good deal to
I thought it
me.
was fair as well. A lot of people are saying that the Packers fleeced the Jets, and like what I'm thinking is like, I mean, you're acquiring like one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Yes, he's older, but he's only 2 years removed from back-to-back MVPs, and like maybe he just needs a spark. And like if he wins a Super Bowl in New York, then it's certainly worth the compensation. Then you'd say that like
Yeah,
the
in
Jets
that
got a
case,
steal.
who's the one who really got fleeced if New York wins the Super Bowl?
Exactly. So the Jets didn't exactly lose a first round pick this year. They swapped picks this year, right? So instead of 13, they're drafting 15, right? And then like,
Yeah, it's only like a 2-pick difference. Not a big deal.
right. No, that definitely like, that definitely makes it somewhat worth it for them. So here's the compensation from this SI article. It's not exactly like I have it memorized. Like this isn't exactly an exam. So, that's why I'm just reading it here. So the deal will see Rodgers, the number 15 pick this year, and a 5th round pick, whatever, head to the Jets in exchange for the 13 pick at this year, a second this year, right? And then a 2023 6th round pick, okay, whatever, and a conditional 2024 second rounder. And that second rounder could be a first rounder if Aaron Rodgers plays at least 65% of the snaps. I assume that's in 2023, right? Just this coming year, if he plays 65% of the snaps. Yeah.
Yes, this year.
No, that's definitely That's definitely interesting. I agree with you. Like, I seem to always say this for, like, transactions, but I think it's a win-win. Like, I think, like, the Packers get their fair compensation. They're a little bit depleted now that Aaron Rodgers left, Devontae Adams left, and, like, they're a bit depleted, so they kind of need capital. And the Jets, they haven't had, like, a good quarterback since...
Have they had a good quarterback? Since, like,
since who? Joe Namath? I mean, they had Brett Favre for a season, I guess, but, like...
Yeah, that doesn't count.
I mean, they had Geno Smith. Now, is he good in New York? No, but, like... No. Mark Sanchez, even though he went to a couple of AFC championship games, was not that guy. So, really, like... all that to say, and I think if you also think about it, like, with the Jets historically, you think about teams that have historically been bad. So, like, the Texans, Browns, Lions. I wouldn't quite put the Panthers there. I think they've been pretty good. So, like, those teams, people will clown on us. The Jets are probably just as bad historically, if not worse. And so, they really need, like, some spark. Zach Wilson is clearly not that guy, obviously. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just, like... if it fails, then so what? I feel like you have to try it. I don't know, do you have any additional thoughts as it pertains to, like, the trade and, like, value or anything like that?
No, I mean, I didn't have a whole lot to say about it. I'm just glad it's over, It went on and on for so long that now that it's over, it's like, who cares, honestly? We all saw it coming.
Definitely, yeah. And I think even, like... I know I'm rambling a little bit, but, like... I think you were mentioning, we're probably not going to talk about this too much anyway, since, like, we've already, like, it's one of the weirder, sorry, I'm just adjusting something slightly. It's one of the weirder sagas in NFL history to where for weeks that a trade is happening, but it's not. So that was just kind of, like, weird, like... I'm sure, like, Aaron Rodgers got the playbook, just in advance, and, like, it was just weird. It's just, like... never happened, but honestly, I'm just glad it's over with. It's over with before the draft. That's gotta be,
finally move on.
It's gotta be ideal for both teams, and now, like, any future mock drafts, we know that, like, the Jets will pick 15 rather than 13, so they basically swap picks. So, yeah, anyway, with that said, there are a couple more angles I did want to talk about with that, as it pertains to kind of, the collateral sort of not damage, but like sort of the collateral like circumstances. So first of all, what does this mean for Zach Wilson? I think the assumption is that, well, he sucks.
I forgot about him.
He sucks. That's like, the first assumption. But like, is New York just going to keep him as a backup? Are they going to try like trade him? Are they going to cut him? Like, just what do you think? Do you have any ideas? Like, does Zach Wilson have a future in the NFL? Does he just,
He can go to the XFL. He might be okay there.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. Like, I forgot about Zach Wilson because he was
I feel
that
you.
bad.
Yeah.
The only time I think of him is when I'm comparing Will Levis to him. So, I mean, maybe they keep him as a backup just for his potential and possibility that he learns something behind Rodgers. If they only have Rodgers for a year, maybe they keep Wilson and then they give him one more shot in year 4. But I don't know. They could try to trade him if somebody offers something for him. I don't know who would want him, but who knows?
Yeah. Is the quarterback room, so is it Rodgers, Zach Wilson, and Flacco?
Yeah, I think that's who they got right now.
Yeah, if I had told you like 5, 6, 7 years ago that Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco are on the same team, then like, it would be pretty interesting. But yeah.
Flacco's a backup in Green Bay, I guess. That's what I would think.
Exactly. Yeah, I think what's like ironic is that Zach Wilson in some interview, he was asked about like if a veteran quarterback comes in, he was like, I'm gonna give this guy hell in practice every day, and like, welcome to hell, Aaron Rodgers. You've
all the memes have been great about that.
You've arrived. I mean, if you're Zach Wilson, you have to try and compete, but like, no, you're not.
There's no competition.
They're polar opposites. Like, yeah, I would like to think that maybe Zach Wilson has a chance to like redeem his career, has some potential, but like, he just can't make some elementary throws. Like, I mean, if you look at some of his lowlights, they're just, like, terrible. Especially those games against the Patriots. Like, he was just horrible. Just, you know, couldn't even make throws that, like, high schoolers should make. And so, yeah, I mean, maybe, you know, he might have a, I don't know, like, literally, if, like, XFL, he's XFL bad, but, like, you know. But, I mean
PJ Walker was better than Zach Wilson, and PJ Walker was in MVP in the XFL, so maybe that is where he should go.
Yeah, and I feel like if you're Zach Wilson, because, like, I don't know, like, how much money he's made, but, like, would you rather just retire than, like, go to the XFL? I mean, if you just want to play football just for the joy of it, no? Okay, why not?
No, you still, even if you, like, if it's not for playing for enjoyment, like, for one, if you enjoy it, yes, you go play. But if that's not the primary motivation, you still play anyway for a chance to rebound your career, right? You go to the XFL for a season or two, you ball out, somebody gives you a chance in the NFL. Worked pretty well for PJ Walker. Why couldn't it work for him?
Did PJ Walker start in the NFL? I guess he did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because Carolina's quarterbacks were so bad.
So when we say XFL, we're saying he's XFL, but he has potential to kind of redeem himself back into the NFL.
Yeah.
No, I see that. That makes sense. Yeah. If I were to give an opinion, I don't think he's XFL bound. I think he's just going to bounce around as a backup. He'd probably rather just do that. Or maybe, like, you know, honestly, if I'm Zach Wilson, I think just backing up Rodgers, there are worse situations to be in, especially after, like, a bad season where everyone's making fun of you. Like, now maybe Rodgers isn't, like, holding your hand and, like, mentoring you, but, like, you kind of learn from him. You can, like, kind of see, like, just how it goes. Like, I mean, if the Jets told him he's the backup, then, like, I wouldn't argue with it. And, like, Zach Wilson doesn't really have a place to argue anyway. And
Not at all. He doesn't strike me as a backup, though, honestly.
Zach Wilson?
Yeah, just, like, personality-wise.
Well,
look at him, you don't think of him as a backup.
By playing, you know, ability, I think he is clearly a backup, if not a third stringer. But
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So I guess
I just mean maybe that's not a guy you want on the roster.
It's like kind of like how Cam Newton's not, like, considered a backup because he has a big personality. I see what you're saying, but, like, you know, but then that comes into the dilemma, like, would he rather go to the XFL or retire? Like, I mean, if he just maybe not retire, if he's just, like, not in the league, like, not playing football in, like, a year, I would, like, completely not be surprised.
I'd be a little surprised just because of how young he is. He'll play somewhere.
I mean,
unless he doesn't love the game, in which case that's a pretty big red flag for teams looking for a quarterback.
I mean, Johnny Manziel was out of football. Now, granted, I think he did play some, like, leagues, like, fan-controlled, like, leagues and stuff like that, but we'll see. Yeah. We'll see what the future of Zach Wilson holds. And one other angle I did want to talk about real quick was, so clearly Jordan Love is the Packers starter now, unless they, like, make some crazy move, but seems like they're all in on him. And
yeah, they're going all in on Jordan Love, so it'll be interesting to see how good he really is.
Yeah, I think it's just a big mystery because, like, he's played a little bit, but, like, I think his best series was when they were down, like, a lot of points, like, double-digit points against the Eagles and, like, what do you call it, garbage time or whatever. And so a lot of unknown. I mean, that's just got to be a lot of pressure. Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love. I don't think anyone's expecting Jordan Love to be that Hall of Famer. Like, I think if he can be, like, a Dak Prescott or a Kirk Cousins, that's, like, a very good best-case scenario.
I mean, that's already top 3 in the NFC.